Give me a countdown. I'm good. I'm live. All right. Shit. Well, welcome to the Roseflower live stream where we mess up the fucking timing on the intro. Today, it's me and Cade alone. Cade, come on over, buddy. Hopefully, everybody can hear us. I hope everybody's doing well. Finlay and Micah are not here today.
No.
Finlay's not feeling well. He's got he tooth hurty.
Yeah.
He got tooth hurty syndrome.
His tooth hurts.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And then Micah's in the process of moving, so we gave him a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of boxes.
Yeah.
He's actually trapped under like 12 boxes right now.
He is currently.
He asked us to help, but we told him we had a live stream. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to take care of things on his own sometimes.
Yeah. He's just got to learn.
Says, hey, Baze. Hey, Coward.
Hey, what's up, Coward? Good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's just us today.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. Whenever Dad is away, Finley's away, chaos always goes in the stream because it's not quite.
Right, there's no structure.
The structure goes away a little bit. There's no one leading us. I'm not as good as segueing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that one-wheel experience on me. I bike.
Yeah, no, just the two of us here. I knew this was going to be a bit chaotic, but that's good.
It's good.
It's good to have a certain sense of chaos every once in a while,
You gotta have it. I feel like if you don't have a little bit of chaos, it's just too orderly,
Right.
It's like watching, listen, speedrunning, great community, great, really talented stuff, but sometimes I watch some of those videos, people watching speedrunning, and it's like 3 guys on a stage, sitting, super still.
Yeah.
And the whole audience is also just sitting there, really still, emotionless.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what speedrunning is.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting to me. Well, it's just it's beating a game as fast as possible. So it's people glitching Zelda to beat the whole 8-hour game in 10 minutes.
Well, what's the point of that? Yeah.
Well, because it's difficult in some cases, but
you two together is like Family Guy. I don't get it.
How are we Family Guy? Is it what are we? What is the Roseflower stream normally? The Simpsons. When Finlay and Micah is here, is it the Simpsons and we're Family Guy?
Oh, I think he means because Family Guy is just kind of chaotic. I think
that's honestly yeah.
I think I get what he's saying.
That's fair. Chandler and Phoebe. Finlay, what the fuck are you doing here with the Friends references?
Barely
ever happening, but boy, entertaining when it does. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh man,
that's great. That's
great. We got a couple songs in the Discord, but if you haven't already submitted, get you some stuff submitted. Put it in the stream sharing Discord, and
This is worse than the time I was Logan.
What?
No, he's referencing
Holy
Family
crap,
Guy.
This is worse than the time I was Logan Duvall. Something's wrong.
Flashback.
Something doesn't feel right.
Mics are extremely spicy. What does that mean?
Probably that means they're a little loud.
A little hot.
A little hot.
Should I go twist the knobs?
Yeah, honestly, just go over and press the ATEM mic volume down. That's the funny thing, right? It's so hard sometimes to tell about our audio, and the reason it's so fucked is because it goes through 4 different gain stages, where it's goes into the mixer and it gain stages there, and then it goes into our video mixer, and then it has to be mixed there, and then it goes into the OBS and that mixes it, and then YouTube does its own shit. So, yeah, audio, you gotta love it. A little peaky. This is how they usually are. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're probably not wrong. A trucker radio.
Well, we don't got a sound guy today either.
We don't got a sound guy. It's just us again. Honestly, it's a little representative. It's a little spicy, a little peaky.
Right.
Little Peaky Blinders. We need the little news caps. Put a limiter on it. But
I mean, he's not wrong. I guess. I think there technically is a limiter on it already.
I was gonna say
the ATEM
almost
is a limiter.
Yeah, that's I think that's the problem is the ATEM limits the fuck out of it and then doesn't let you turn off that limiter or change it.
I see.
You know what? It might, and we just have never looked.
Yeah.
Just gonna be real in that one.
That's
but
funny.
Man.
Oh
yeah.
Well,
what's in the news today?
Hurricane.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hurricane Hillary.
Hurricane Hillary. We survived. We survived the day of rain.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and the earthquake.
Dude, it was what the okay. it was the craziest thing. Like, so when this hurricane was happening, I have a friend that flew in this weekend.
No
right?
shit.
Yeah, she flew in this weekend.
Like for the hurricane? Yo, hurricane,
yeah.
let's go surfing.
She heard it was happening, and we're like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so I'm working for her, right? So the plan was to like go to the studio, and so we rented out the studio, at the school, and we it was the day the hurricane like happened. Like I was like, okay, like of course, like but it's like this girl like flew all the way here. We were like about to do the session. It's like, dude, we're not gonna like not go do the session. So we're like, fuck it. So we like drove there like during the hurricane. And honestly, to me, like it was just like a rainy day.
Yeah,
it was not a hurricane.
I was gonna ask like how bad it seemed to you, because literally where we are right now, it was like I've experienced worse storms in Texas.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But that's just because like Texas is also like Tornado Valley. And
right.
So like,
right.
It's funny. Like literally within 2 weeks when I moved to Texas, when I was like 8, we experienced like 2 tornadoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And the first one, my dad was out of town, so it was just my mom.
Right.
We were all freaking the fuck out. But,
yeah.
But no, like I remember, because also, did you experience the earthquake at all, or was that?
I did not, dude. And that was another crazy thing. Like it was me, this girl, and Micah came and helped us out in the studio. Nice. The 3 of us all hanging out. Yeah. And we're like, okay, we're here during the hurricane, I guess. And then all of a sudden we get a notification on her phone. Well, she's like tracking vocals. Yeah. And it says, earthquake, like find shelter. And like, so I was about to go like jump under the fucking SSL Origin soundboard, for like cover. And then, but we just like waited a couple minutes and like nothing happened. And we're like, okay. It's just, dude, it's so crazy.
That is crazy. Also, I gotta say, that's really funny that for protection for an earthquake, your first move is to jump under the like $50,000 piece of equipment.
It's all I had, man. It's all for me to jump under in that room, bro.
That's all I had. My gosh, SSL.
Well, it is so crazy because hurricanes and earthquakes are not related.
No.
Whatsoever. 2 very different natural disasters.
There's no effect on one another. Yeah. That's great. Like literally, not only was it like a historic hurricane in that like there had not been a hurricane through like California in like, what was it, like 30, 40 years or something like that?
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
And so the whole idea that it was just like everybody was like, yo, another thing was, I don't know if anybody else in Cali got this, but on my TikToks, like the day before and the day of, I started getting all these like TikToks for like a hurricane party. Like I don't know who it was or if it happened. Somebody organized like they were like, we're throwing a secret underground Hurricane Hillary party. Stay tuned for the details. We're dropping the address day of. Oh, and like straight up, it was like the Instagram account had like 5,000 followers. I was like, what the hell?
Dude, that is so funny.
To be fair, and then once it started, like it was just like, it was basically like light rain. Like
it literally was like, I think I heard like Palm Springs, there was a lot of flooding.
Other areas definitely got hit worse.
I don't want to degrade anybody else's experience. I'm just saying, for me, that did not feel like a hurricane. It literally was just a rainy day.
I would 100% agree. Where like there wasn't anything like special to it. Again, like I've had worse like thunderstorms just in Texas.
Yeah. No, definitely. Same.
Which is just like, Texas is flat as fuck. So.
All right. In other news.
Oh yeah. What else? What else we talking about?
So, Taylor Swift. Let me read the article because I want to make sure I like say this correctly.
We're talking about T Swift.
Taylor Swift now has more #1 albums than any woman in history.
Wow.
Yeah. After the Speak Now. I think that was the most recent one.
I think
Taylor's
so?
version, Speak Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most recent one that came out. She now has more #1 albums than any woman in history. Which, hey man, Taylor Swift has always taken over. I mean, just taken over more than any other artist in our generation, probably. And it's incredibly impressive. But this one, I don't really know how I feel about it. Because, to me, technically speaking, she does not have the most #1 albums. Because, to me, the Taylor's version albums are not new albums. They're just retracking and recreating the old albums. So to me, I don't really know how I feel about it, to be honest. You know?
Yeah, it's such an interesting topic because it's like, and I guess it's like, it brings up the conversation of like what is considered a recreation.
Yeah.
And what then is considered something new.
Right. Right.
Because, like, at the end of the day, there's 100%. I think that you're absolutely right, and that there's a huge point to be made that, like, yeah, these are songs that had already been written and released, and you already knew what people liked about the first album.
Yeah.
In a way, it feels a little cheaty, especially coming from Taylor Swift, who is genuinely, like, one of the, songwriters of our generation.
Right.
Lover, hater, you cannot deny that she is one of the best in the business.
No, absolutely.
Like, when it was, especially when it comes to some of those earlier songs, and even still now, it is hard to deny that, like, yeah, there's a reason she's as big as she is, and it's because she knows how to write for her audience.
Yeah. No, most definitely.
But it does bring up the point where it's like, when do other artists get that chance,
It's just like, for me, the whole Taylor versions thing, from a business standpoint and from a more like stick it to the man kind of standpoint, you know, and money and stuff, I respect what she's doing.
Yeah.
From a more artistic standpoint, I honestly don't like it. I don't, for me, it's like, I was thinking about this today. It's like, my favorite album of all time is Blonde by Frank Ocean, right?
Yeah.
If Frank Ocean came out with Blonde, If Frank Ocean came out with Blonde tomorrow, again, and it was a complete retracking of everything, and he was like, hey guys, actually, this is the new album now, like, listen to this. I would, as his fan, I would be kind of offended.
Well, to be fair, I feel like as a Frank Ocean fan, if after waiting as long as you fucking have for a new album, if this man just re-released Blonde, everyone would be like, what the fuck,
Well,
dude?
maybe that's not the best example then, but you get my point,
I get the
right?
point you're making, though, yeah.
And it's like...
But at the same, here's my thing, right? I personally don't mind it as much from an artistic standpoint. Because, like, for me, it's like I could totally see, like, having an album that you wrote 20 years ago and going back and, altering certain things or rewriting certain things and reproducing it in the way, like, you wanted it originally. That I understand. But I think if you're gonna do that, take down the original album and replace it with the new album, Like, I think, all power to keeping it up and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like, if you're really committing to being like, this is my version.
Yeah.
I think that, like, it's got to be that's counted as like a single record, like, or same thing as like a deluxe version would be counted as the same album.
Yeah.
So
it's just
because artistically, I've and I'm a pretty god awful example when it comes to releasing music as an artist.
Yeah.
Because I've released. Well, it's funny. People don't realize, but I've released maybe 5-6 songs at this point, but only one is still out. Because I've released the same 2 songs like 3 times each. And I just keep taking them down and reproducing them and then re-uploading them, and I'm like, yeah, now it's better. And then I keep listening and being like, no, it could be better. And I keep doing that, which is not a good ththing. Don't do that. It's bad habit. I need to be better.
I can understand your reasoning for that as somebody like starting out,
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's like, I was thinking of this as an example too. It's like, if, let's say, Van Gogh awakes from the dead tomorrow. Right? And he repaints, he looks at Starry Night and he goes, I don't really like this. And he decides to repaint Starry Night.
Yeah.
Is that new painting that he just did of Starry Night, is that Starry Night? Because to me, it's not.
So
to me, the original painting will always be the one that he did first. And you can, like, recreate it, but it's still all the little details that he put into the first one, Like, things talking about the albums. All the way that Taylor's voice sounded at the time, right?
Yeah.
The way that the guitar player played the guitar, the way, the piano player felt that day when the piano player played, all those, like, little details that you're never going to be able to recreate. Just for me, from, like, more like a philosophical standpoint, it's just, like, that's not, it's almost like degrading your own art a little bit to me, It's like disrespecting your original creation.
I definitely, I think I agree with you there. Also, we have Finlay brought up a decent point in chat, for my point, which is that Taylor doesn't actually have the rights to take down the other ones. That was the whole thing there.
That's a good point. And again, from a business standpoint, like I said, I understand what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking, like, from 2 different perspectives here. From more like an artistic and creative standpoint, I'm pretty torn on it. But, like, from, like, a business standpoint, and, like, I respect her, like, standing up against, like, the industry kind of thing. That I can, like, respect, because she was a young girl when she got into the industry, and, like, people like that, it's easy to get taken advantage of. You're kind of 100%. Thrown into this crazy life. It's like, so I respect her now, kind of taking charge and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And overall, before any Swifties get mad at me, I will say I have the utmost respect for the ginormous community that she has created, and
Yeah.
I think it's pretty amazing what she's doing overall.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, you know, that's what I said earlier. Like, you know, there's a reason she is so as big as she is, and it's because, you know, and, you know, if you, and we're, like, watching her story, too, or, like, if you know, like, the story of how she started out, because she wasn't, like, immediately Taylor Swift, the country singer. Like, she spent a couple of years just as a songwriter, or, like, a ghostwriter for other artists. And honestly, I think that was a pretty common thing back in the day for, like, artists to do, just, like, write until you kind of eventually get recognized on your own, and then from there it kind of goes off. I don't know if that system still exists, to be honest, but
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
But
It's cool,
it's
man.
definitely interesting.
I'll say 8 shows in a row at the SoFi Stadium. That's
Really?
pretty goddamn impressive. Yeah, well, that's the one. What stadium is here?
Yeah, SoFi.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
SoFi
SoFi.
Stadium. Yeah. 8 nights in a row, I think it was. Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. It's insane.
That is
Insane.
crazy.
And I'll say, like, dude, it's cool. Like, so I'm from Minneapolis, right? And like,
Yeah.
after like 2020 and everything, Minneapolis has been like just a pretty like rough area. A lot of people don't like to like go down and hang out there very much anymore, just because, you know, it's just shit just got a little rough down there. But Taylor Swift like had her concert there, and it's one of those things where like you're just trying to get the community to kind of come back.
Yeah.
Like just make the community more of like a community again and get it kind of like thriving just in general.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and
that's,
like
you know,
Taylor's
that's-
concert helps get a lot of people down there. you know?
Absolutely. And I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's not even talked about enough, is just like the power of music in like a social context.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Where
for
like
sure.
nowhere, or like few other situations where like you go to a place and stand next to people you potentially don't like
Yeah. Right.
to watch, you know, or like witness something that you both enjoy together.
No, for sure. For sure.
Because, like, you know, there have been plenty of times where I've gone to a concert and I've been like, oh, Jesus, this person's here. And I'm like, okay, sure, I can
Yeah.
handle it. You know,
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
nice. But it's just like at the end of the day, like, I've met people at concerts that, like, I never would have run into anywhere else on
no, for
earth.
sure. For sure. Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, like, a great example of that, too, or, like, would be my Camp Flogna experience in, like, 2019, I think
Oh,
it
you went
was.
to Camp Flogna? That's awesome.
I
dude.
did. I
That's
went the
awesome.
year Drake got fucking booed off stage and they cut the concert early. I was there. I was in the crowd for that shit. Wild. I didn't know people were booing. I was just dancing. But my phone died at the end, like then. And I realized, and also I basically ended up alone. Long story. But it's so like all of a sudden I'm like around the Uber area. I'm the dead phone. I'm like short sleeved. It's cold. And I'm like, fuck, I don't have a way to charge my phone here. I guess I just got to go find somewhere to charge my phone. So I just start walking into downtown LA.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And but pretty quickly, and the reason I'm talking about this is like it's another group of people who were like watching the concert there, saw me and were like, yo, you good? And I was like,
Right.
don't have my phone. They were like,
Yeah.
yo, like I'll just call and like an Uber with 2 locations. Just hop in with us and we'll like send you on your way.
That's so nice, man.
It was so nice.
It
bro.
really is, bro. Everyone's like,
They gave me one of the hoodies they like
Yeah.
bought that day to like, cause they were like, you cold, bro? Like take this. It was like, they were so nice. If I don't know if they're watching this, but if you are, shout out. Cause y'all really saved me a lot of trouble that evening. But like, you know, that kind of thing comes together when like people, you know, get like for
Yeah.
music, it creates that
Yeah.
kind of community.
no, it does. I mean, it makes people, all there everyone want to be nicer to each other. But that kind of brings me into the third thing I was going to talk about was I was just scrolling through like Instagram today.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of clips recently of artists like stopping shows to like call somebody out in the audience, you know, for multiple different reasons. And I saw this clip today of Hayley Williams at her concert. She stopped, you know, an entire set to call out these 2 people who were supposedly like pushing to the front, you know, and it's kind of a weird video because you can't really tell what's going on in the video. And it's one of those things where like everyone started yelling. We're like, you know, yelling at these guys for kind of like trying to like push to the front and things like that. And Hayley Williams stops the entire show to call these 2 people out in front of everyone at Madison Square Garden. And to, you know, to be like, fuck you, like get the hell out of here. And it's just like, to me, it's like weird because at what point is it okay as an artist to stop your entire show and call somebody out in front of thousands and thousands of people and humiliate them, you know?
Yeah. See, here's my thing, right? if for a performance, I don't think you should be stopping like a song, right?
Right.
If like unless someone is being like genuine danger of dying,
Yes.
then like yes, absolutely stop the show. Make sure
Yeah.
that like everyone's okay. You know, that's a common thing at like metal shows because of like
Right.
pits and shit.
Right. Right.
But like if it's not a situation where anyone's in danger, like that's not something you stop in the middle of a song for, right? That's something where in between a song you're like, hold on guys, like you stop the band, you're like, hold on, I got some banter that I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
you fucking, you know, you call them out, but you make it cheeky. You make it like fun for the rest of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, definitely.
but so like I understand where it's coming from because like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah, as an artist you want nothing but like a great audience, like a great respectful audience and
Yeah,
everyone getting
yeah.
along.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's a couple people, like a couple bad apples amongst the bunch, yeah, kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like honestly, it's not the artist's job to take care of that in the moment.
No.
Like
no, it's not.
it really should be more of the community,
Yes.
right? Like and it kind of
And
sucks.
the security.
So
you know,
yes,
yeah.
security should absolutely be doing something about that shit.
Mhm.
But like the community in general, I feel like, and I think you
Yeah,
know
no, for
we're
sure.
getting better and better about it. Especially like I think our generation, you know, the generation with the internet access from like 8 years old and shit.
Mm.
Because I feel like we have all, you know, we're savvy on the internet. We're good. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's funny. I feel like there's right currently there are
Mhm.
3 types of technology users.
Okay.
You've got the boomer users, which are just the confused, like, single finger button pushing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just not familiar with it, doesn't really have a care to learn about it. Nothing
Mhm.
wrong, but, like, they're not, you know, most of the time they were born before time when it was all necessary or needed
Mm-hmm.
at all. And so they're just like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing the same shit I've been doing. I don't need it.
Mhm.
Then you
Yeah.
have the people who are like maybe in their like early 20s when the internet was like began the thing.
Yeah.
And so they're good at it. They love it. They like using it. But maybe there are like some things they don't get necessarily or
Right.
like things that like they're not quite good at.
Mhm.
And then I feel like there are the Zoomer users in which people who like, you know, people who were born in like the 2000s like myself who fucking just were like, you know, born with the technology already around
Right.
and just have been learning that shit since a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Where like I feel like our generation can navigate the internet way better than the
Yeah.
people before us, and that's just a thing of the times,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
having
yeah.
more time in the like actual like learning phase of your life
Mhm.
to actually understand like how to use something to its full efficiency.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm
So-
going on this little rant, but
Yeah, I thought you were gonna like tie that back in.
I thought
Hey,
I was
yeah, no, I got you, I
was
got
going
you.
to try to, and then I completely
And then you
brain
got it
farted. I completely brain farted on where the point was going on that.
That's funny.
But
Well, did it have to do with like in terms of like humiliation and like being at the concerts and like also those people, artists calling out certain people in audiences? Those people also get humiliated like online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
and
But-
it's in a way I feel like in terms of like where you should be aiming, in like I guess in like if you want to do it on like a scale spectrum thing where you
Mhm.
put those 3 on the scale. As an
Mhm.
artist, I feel like you should always be aiming for like
Yeah.
just like I don't know. Man, I really
I-
fucking lost the point on that one. That's hilarious.
It's okay. It's pretty funny.
No, you pointed it out. You pointed it out, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wait a minute. What the fuck am I talking about?"
I'll just say that I think as an artist, if you're up on stage and you're about to call somebody out and humiliate them in front of a bunch of people, you better make sure that you know exactly what's going on.
Mhm.
You know?
Facts.
Because it's like, I also saw this video of Kurt Cobain in the 90s. He stopped a show, to call some dude out who was, I don't know, probably just doing like some weird shit to some girl, probably
Yeah.
like, and it's like, cool. That's like sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That is
It's
like,
just like-
that's a case where like that's all right, sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like in this situation, it's like Haley Williams stopped an entire show to call these 2 people out in front of 12,000 people
Yeah.
over a situation where like you could tell she didn't even really know what was happening, and it's
And I
just
think
like,
that's also an important point in the case is like it's not like it's just a small bar or something
yeah, yeah.
where like it's an intimate. This what Madison Square Garden fits
Mhm.
what? How many people? Like 30, 40,
Probably, yeah.
30, 40,000 people.
Yeah.
So huge stage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like that's the audience where you should be calling out people individually.
No, definitely not.
Like,
Definitely
it's
not,
just, yeah. And to be real, I don't care about the humiliation of the two guys. Like, if you're being a dick at a concert and somebody calls you out, like, yeah, you probably deserve to have been called out.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, don't be that guy who shows up super late and then pushes through the entire audience to get to the very front. You're a douchebag. Stop it.
Yeah,
You're not cool.
You're a douche. It's true.
You want front seats? Show up early. Make the time commitment.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's kind of one of those things where it's like I would never be that guy myself, but like when I see people doing it, I'm kind of just like, it's a concert, it happens, you know.
It's a concert, it happens.
Yeah, like I personally don't make a big deal out of things like that. Like I would never call somebody out for doing it. It just like wouldn't
For
be
me,
I just wouldn't do
it would
myself.
depend on how they're doing it. Like, if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
standing in, like, a tight space and someone, like, actively shoves me out of the way, I'm
That's
100%
annoying.
stopping them and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's annoying. Yeah.
But I'm
if someone's
also...
like physically like getting no,
yeah,
definitely.
if someone gets, like, physical with me, I will, you know, and depending on what's in my system at the time, it you know,
Yeah.
it may get down, you know,
Yeah.
shit may go down. But
Right.
it really does, you know...
Yeah.
So you know, and it's such a difficult thing to handle, especially if you're the artist and like you're trying to focus on giving everyone a good show.
Yeah, no, well, I'll say this one time too. Like sometimes you don't really know. Like I remember one time I was at a concert. I was at Trippie Redd concert, right? Funny, pretty good
Trippie
concert.
Redd.
Yeah. But anyways, like I left to go get some water and we were on the floor, right? And I had to go and catch up with my friends, so I had to like push through people to go and like find my friends. And these guys started like chirping me for like pushing through them, but I was literally just trying to like. My homie was like a couple rows of people just like in front of them. I was trying to like get by. You know what I mean? It's just situations like that. It's like things aren't always. Sometimes people just jump to conclusions, you know, stuff like that. I think overall at concerts, people need to just like relax a little bit, you know.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's an interesting vibe, especially here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But speaking about live music and music in general, how about we get on to some music listening?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we got, let's see. Let's go ahead and look into the Discord here. If my laptop thing will work. And I can actually also, yes, that was the point I was trying to make. Taylor Swift is indeed the middle ground of Boomer and Zoomer. Thank you. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's funny.
Let's see. Coward, have you submitted? I'm trying to remember. Coward, I don't know if Coward has actually submitted anything today. That was one hell of a segue, Logan. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Best I could fucking do.
I enjoyed it.
It worked. It got the job done.
Hey, who else do we have in the chat? It can't just be Coward and Finlay right now.
That's so far. I think that's all we've got. Who's been chatting so far? If you're around and you haven't stopped in to say hello, what you doing? What you doing? Say something.
Say something.
Say something.
Say something. What you gotta
Make
say?
your presence known.
What you gotta say?
What you want? Huh?
Say it again.
Huh? Say it to my face. God damn, dude! We're like the monitor that like our camera shows on front of us. It's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
a bit brighter than it actually is. But
Yeah.
god damn, on that monitor, I look white as fuck.
You do.
I mean,
yeah.
not to say I'm not white as fuck. I am very much white
Yeah,
as
you look
hell.
like Dracula in that shit though.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
on this monitor, I'm genuinely just like, hey, that is straight up like color palette white.
Jennifer
hey,
Toledo, what's
Jenny,
good?
my roommate, what's up?
What up, Jenny?
Yeah. All right, but let's get into the music. First up, we got a song here from Dr. Lil Gay, Garbage Music, in all caps, no spaces, featuring Shaka River Person with production by Saint Yura.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's do this. I'm really hoping my phone hasn't disconnected from Bluetooth.
And I don't hear anything.
I'm waiting. It's SoundCloud is loading.
Yeah. Sorry guys, no sound guy today. It's just gonna
Quirked up
take a
white
second.
boy. That's right. With the sugar-free sauce. I'm not as sweet as you'd like me to be.
If it doesn't work, I can just go over there and play it.
Well, not really. This is the only way it's hooked up right now.
Oh, never mind.
It's okay. Give it a second.
Man, who else submitted some stuff today? We got like Dr. Lil.
Right now we got submissions from Dr. Lil Gay. We got another submission from the Lemon Lad, who has changed his name to Lemon is Gone Mad.
Wow.
I like that,
Lemon
actually.
is Gone Mad.
And then a little demo from Door.
From Door. All right, sick.
Yeah.
Super cool.
All right, let me, Dr. Lil Gay, please. Let the song play.
I'll have to ask Lemon Lad when he comes back what his idea was behind changing his name.
Sorry if you heard something right there. I was playing a different song to see if I couldn't get it to work.
It's always a hard thing
Man.
changing your artist name.
Hold on, I have to open this in the actual SoundCloud app.
Goddamn SoundCloud. Man.
Goddamn, making me
Garbage music too.
There we
Because
go.
this shit's fucking trash. I'ma do the average Dr. Lil Gay song on this track cause I don't know what the fuck the name of this shit.
Okay.
Okay. Bro. Gollum on the beat.
You know I go hard. You know I'm sometimes baby, cause I
remember
want
that
baby
shit,
to
though.
eat large. You know I'm so sexy. Baby. Oh.
No, that's a nice little touch.
This is Lil Gay, alright.
Being sick.
I could smell the Lil Gay from a mile away.
Herpes. Herpes, I'm like, thank you so much. Please help me get them out. Get them out. Get them off.
Yeah. So he's coming right now.
Whoa.
I'm a little high.
Oh,
So,
hey.
This must be the feature right here.
Yeah.
we found a good cousin, we're dropping her cousin. Hey, you nobody. Hey, yo, I put it, I'm gonna run to your shop. Nobody go back to the noise, that's why I'm under pressure. I would be needing some money, so I put it on street and I make it so funny. Hey, I bet that's a better honey, because you know, it's so good to me. But it's some of the dream rifle right to your head, because you need to go down, you fucking dead. I'm gonna make it so funny, I get real zero ten. Hey, I would be fucking no fans. I'm gonna hey, yeah, but niggas the favor you mean. I feel like I'm Dexter, don't talk to me if you will. Do not talk to me, you're not funny, you're not pathetic. I got that bitch shot in there. Why you wanna feel, bro? You just fucking nagging. This beat's fucking trash, but shut up, Saint. Talking shit on me. Ask your area. Hollywood, I'm dead, bitch. In the mosh pit, bitch, you know we gonna. Hey, take a bucket and a rope and just. I'm with the homies at the soup. We blessing. The song is fucking ass, but don't toss me, you I'm in the back, I'm chewing fucking marble. Can't believe you text a minor fucking. Be so trash, gonna kill myself, chewing the barrel of my gun. That's you all the way, and I'm doing fine. I wanna get off this rhyme scheme, but I can't cause the song's not fucking. I wanna get off this crime scene, but I can't cause the job's not fucking. Fine. Inhaling smoke, inhaling THC, I'm fucking my. Send that boy to the past tense, bitch, I'm fucking him.
I did not realize how long was left on this song. I'm sorry for making you go so long. What? Jesus. What did you say so? You just went fucking a minute and a half or some shit. Jesus fuck, man.
Damn, bro.
Summer's getting hotter.
No!
We're just
No!
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 The ads!
Not the
Stop
ads!
the ads!
Tired of the ads.
Oh my god. Jeez. Wow. That was
Yeah, that was something.
there we go. Okay.
That was indeed a Dr. Little Gay song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I liked the beat. The vibe it gave off was interesting.
It was funky.
Like, it was funky. I liked the 808, especially the doo-doo-doo-doo. I think that was probably my favorite part of that production.
Yeah, no, I thought that was cool.
I just liked where where that happened. But, I think if there's anything to say, one, for the feature, I like the effect is just take the noise down on it a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
if you can, like, noise reduction at all. Just because, like, if it was just, like, some of those, like, high-frequency tones, it's just, like, a little, like, shh. And I feel like if you got rid of those frequencies, it would just hit that little bit much harder. And then also, something I gotta say is, you've dropped a couple F-bombs in your songs a couple times, my man. And, here on Roseflower, we support the LGBTQ plus community. So...
It does seem to be a pattern.
It does seem to be a pattern. I'm gonna ask you to stop using the word. I'm also gonna. I think I might just put a rule down now that we will probably be, listening to the music beforehand. The usage of slurs, guys. Like I get it. I get where it's coming from, and it's kind of fun to use them in some cases. But like, real talk, it's not cool. And like being real, you're gonna get your fucking ass beat. Yeah, no, not fuck. we don't give a crap about fuck. You can say fuck all you want, but
Hey, that one has been.
If he is one of them, maybe I guess. But
yeah, I mean that's a tough topic.
But it's a tough topic,
so much gray
right?
area there.
There's so much gray area. It's the same
what if
with
you're bi-curious? Can you say it then? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like it's I don't like the whole like requirements for saying it. As someone who is genuinely bisexual, like personally, if I know you well enough and I know that you're not saying it in malice and we're in private, yeah, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Like, but registered like that. We need to have a moment that, like, you understand that, like, it's not a cool word. It has a lot of history of like very negative connotation.
Yeah,
there's plenty of other words like it.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
we at Roseflower, we want to make sure we build in a supportive community, allowing anybody in. So, just a small note for the future, guys. If you can, let's be a little bit better about that.
With that
That's
said,
that's my dad moment for the stream.
Logan dad moment.
That's listen, I'm the dad of the Roseflower podcast. I have to come in and put my foot down.
Right. No, yeah.
But
with that said, I'll say
sorry I took up a bunch of time before you got into it, but felt like it was an important point.
No, you're fine. Absolutely. At the beginning too. I like the tone. I like the tone of the vocals in the beginning. They're very like creepy. And I have no idea like how that was accomplished. Like I could not guess, but I thought that was interesting. Like throughout the whole song, it's just one of those things where it's like I obviously can't understand like a word like anyone is saying. Except for a few
things there where you're like, oh.
Yeah, but it's interesting. The 808s were like fun and funky and whatnot, and
yeah. I think give it a little more time mixing, make everything a little more clear. I think y'all got yourselves a certified trap banger on your hands. But with that being said, let's move on to our next song from Lemon Is Gone Mad, originally Lemon Lad, with I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like Plankton voice, but there's no N, so it's just Plankton voice. There's 2 A's. Plankton voice. Production by not Sexar, Caesar with an X.
Lemon Lad, if you're here, let me know why you decided to change your name. I want to know. I want to know what the reasoning.
Yeah, let us in. Let us in on the juicy secret. But yeah, here is Plankton voice. Oh, I have to open it in SoundCloud again.
Goddamn SoundCloud links.
Damn.
It's gonna change your mind.
Jesus, Lemon.
It's gonna make us full time millionaires.
Oh no.
It's gonna make us be able to do a Plankton voice.
Said I cannot do SpongeBob Patrick said I cannot do Squidward said Mr. Krabs said I cannot do and she said I cannot do Fred said I cannot do I went to the chum bucket to fucking smash Karen, but then I remember that I don't know how to do a Plankton voice. I went to the Mermaid. I went to
Even Plankton's live.
I went to the flying Dutchman. Yeah, I went to Sparta's house and I broke in. But I still don't know how to do a fucking plankton voice. I went to Patrick's house and I broke in. I still don't know how the fuck to do a plankton voice. Got to the pussy crab and I rock. I don't know how to show him bucket again. I still don't know how to do it. Still don't know how to do it. Still don't know how to do a plankton voice. So I went to the Krusty Krab and I shot myself in the bed because I could not do a fucking plankton voice.
Why did you keep talking? Bro, it's okay.
It's okay, bro.
I can't do a plankton voice either, bro. I kind of forgot what he sounds like, to be honest.
It's the what is it? Well, Plankton's like the Eugene.
Oh my
It's like
God,
the low,
that's
like
funny.
raspy voice. I don't think I can do
Bro,
it.
we just lost like 3 viewers.
We
throughout the
did,
course of
yeah.
that song.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's
Bro,
so funny.
that is really funny. My one, you know, fun little beat. Great fucking sample choice, of course, like legendary. My thing, I gotta say, you gotta turn the bass down. Just slap
Yeah.
a limiter on that shit and put like the output at like -6 to like -9.
Well, it sounds like everything was ducking to the bass too. Like
Yeah.
everything, like including the vocal.
Yeah, that's
is
the
not
thing.
necessary.
Not necessary, bro. Like, trust me, your bass will be heard.
Yeah, it was
Especially
it was, well,
the
it
bass-
was heard.
The bass you have
was heard.
chosen will be heard, my man. You don't gotta worry about that. You can
Yeah.
you can chill.
I heard
Oh,
it loud and clear. Man.
Yeah. Also, it's so funny. I think like literally the only line I like fully understood was him talking about going to the chum bucket and like dogging
Same.
Karen,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that.
Dude's got
Which
a thing
like,
for computers.
hey man, but
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey man. Hey.
hey man, if that's what you're into, bro.
That's what. If that you do you man.
I kind of I got reminded of a song. I don't know if anyone knows the band Twerp, TWRP, stands for Tupperware Remix Party. If you haven't listened to their song Computer Wife, that's what I got reminded of.
I'll check it out.
It's pretty
Computer
dope.
Wife.
It's kind of 80s synthwave, but it's dope.
Sounds like what the future is gonna be like 100 years from now. Just men and their computer wives.
computer wife fucking left me.
Someday there will. Do you think one day it's gonna be like a thing where it's gonna become like, can men like marry computers? You know?
Here's the problem. I don't think that's an uncertain. Like, I think that's going to happen at some point.
Right.
We
right.
already have the movie Her.
Oh, I never saw it, but I
I
know what you're
never
talking
saw
about,
it,
yeah.
but I also I saw a lot of clips from it, and from what I heard, it was just everyone being like, "Yeah, I could totally see this happening in real life."
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I'm almost certain it's gonna happen based on all the character.ai shit people have been doing recently. Or like I see people who are still just like, I'm spending all day talking to like the character.ai, and I'm like, bro, that cannot be healthy. Step outside,
Yeah.
talk to real women
No,
or
yeah.
men.
No, exactly.
They will not bite.
Yeah.
Unless they're rabid, and in that case they may, but look out for those ones.
No, that'll be so funny one day if that's like becomes like the next political movement.
Bro, that's
It's
gonna
like, can we marry computers?
National Association of Computer Lovers. I should have the legal right to marry my iPhone. Siri loves me, and we
Right.
should get married.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah,
funny.
no, yeah, that's what I heard. Coward,
your head
that-
on
that
straight,
Her
man.
is like a heart-wrenching movie,
Yeah.
but it's very much like, yeah, I could totally see it happening.
Yeah, yeah. So disturbing.
It is
man,
definitely
yeah.
disturbing, but also it's really funny to think about the situations that might arise from it. Like, can you imagine being the first dude that gets divorced from a computer? Like, the computer's like,
computer
I
divorces
want a
you?
divorce.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can you imagine your computer fucking divorces you and you have to buy a new one? Like, you just, like, wake up one morning and your entire setup's gone, and it's just, like, it just stopped working out.
Oh, sad.
I hired a technician to come remove me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
goddamn. Crazy times.
Her is top 10 for me.
Damn.
I should watch it sometime.
I should watch it, but I know I'll be bawling.
I know.
I get emotional. I get very attached to movies.
That's good. That's a good thing.
It's good. It's good. But then I spend like 3 hours crying after movies, and I'm like, I shouldn't be crying.
Right. Hey, we only have like 1 or 2 songs left in the Discord.
Yeah.
There. So if anyone in here wants to submit some more stuff,
Yeah, submit some more stuff.
Feel free, because we got plenty of time left.
We got plenty of time, and if no one else submits,
I don't know. We'll just have to sit
just-
here and cry.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just have to pull up Boss Baby and watch it from start to finish.
Right. Exactly.
Bro, one of my best high school memories is me and one of my good friends. We had like a free period before this like lunch like meeting thing we had. And so we were like, yo, let's watch Boss Baby. Let's watch the first like hour of Boss Baby, just as like a meme. And then we found out that we could like transfer the movie to his phone. And so we took it to us to like this like hour and a half long like meeting thing. Where like, you know, they're going over like the important events for the year. We didn't fucking pay attention. We were just sitting in the very back watching Boss Baby for the whole fucking meeting. Boss Baby 2, not 1? No, I've only seen 1.
I haven't seen either of them. I have not.
Here's the thing. I watched it fully expecting it to be like, this is going to be a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It was not half bad.
Really?
Like, plot-wise, not bad. Animation, yeah, very cringy.
That's
Lots
cool.
of very
That's cool.
baby cringy jokes.
Yeah,
Not going to
yeah.
lie. Lots of poop humor. Tons of poop and fart humor. But that's to be expected. It's a baby movie.
That's true.
Also, though, voice acting, on point.
Yeah.
And plot, also pretty on point.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's like, I will say, I feel like it's so easy to get like, what's the right word? Like judging something before you've seen it, or
Yeah.
especially with like animated movies for kids.
Right.
I feel like they're like just animation in general. I feel like there's a very specific like push on that, or like,
Yeah.
because like I know I'll do it myself even like with the new Pixar movie that like is coming out, Elemental.
I don't know.
I saw a trailer for it, and I basically was like, this is gonna be stupid.
Right.
Like, it's basically, though, they're continuing on the theme of, like, characterizing certain, like, or, like,
Yeah.
they've characterized people's emotions, and now they're basically doing Avatar, but instead they are the element.
Okay.
So it's like,
Yeah.
fire people, tree
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
rock
yeah.
people, air people.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, that's gonna be dumb. And
Right.
every single clip I've seen of it since, I've been like, damn it, I gotta watch this movie. It looks so sweet.
Yeah,
Like-
man. It's funny. Animated movies are funny.
Animated movies are funny.
The
Animated movies are
Spider-Man
good.
movie was fantastic.
It's
That was
I really it's
best
I
animated
gotta
movie I've
watch it.
seen recently. Yeah.
I want to go see it in the theater, but I don't know if it's in theater still.
Mm.
I got so the two on my top of my list right now that I really need to go and see is Spider-Verse and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Still haven't
yeah.
seen Oppenheimer. I saw Barbie. I cried. I also laughed a lot. It's a good movie.
You cried during Barbie?
I did cry during
I respect that.
Barbie.
I respect that.
Made me miss my mama.
You're not the first person who's told me they cried during the Barbie movie.
Listen, man, because here's the thing, right? Like, I fully went in expecting it to be some cheesy, like, all, like,
Yeah.
in Barbie movie. And then it gets, like, really real, really fast. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa, okay, was not expecting this. Cool.
Right.
Like, I hate how relatable you're being right now. Stop it.
Right. No, I gotta watch it. I mean, I'm probably not gonna go, like, I'm probably just gonna wait till it's on, like, Netflix or something.
I think that's
you
the
know,
move.
like, I don't really feel the need to go, like, spend money,
Yeah.
like, at the theater.
Here's what I say. Gather a group of boys together. Order some pizzas, some root beers.
Yeah.
Get all your boys in something pink, and you watch the Barbie movie together. You make it an event, right?
Okay, fuck it.
Do it.
Fuck
Trust me. You will all be closer and more knowledgeable for it.
Wow.
It's a good movie.
That's awesome. That's
Speaking of good media, we got another song. It's a demo from
Oh, yeah?
Door called Bloodbath. This one is not actually on SoundCloud, so I don't have to fucking. At least I don't think so. Oh, jeez. I am not watching Boss Baby. You know,
Don't be a hater, coward.
don't be a hater. What the fuck? Oh, great. Yeah, I have to save it to my files. That's lovely.
Because you're on your iPhone.
Cause I'm on my
That's so
iPhone.
annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be so much better. It's usually easier when people send files. I mean, if you aren't on your phone.
Typically, it
But,
is.
yeah,
If
yeah.
we're on the laptop, but
Yeah.
today we're doing things weird. Today we're doing things
Yep.
the Aki style.
Because Micah just like has to move in
Because
today, and
he-
Finlay just had to get a mouth whatever.
And Finlay just had to have tooth hurdy.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
230. That's the official name.
That's the official name,
Yeah,
tooth
yeah.
hurdy. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Bloodbath Demo 5.
Just the way you are.
This is cool.
You end up feeling nothing.
Say it loud, I think I'm playing my part. Keep it down, I make a fear-based star. Oh, the one who can't cry, had enough fake that to all of your mind. Can't keep the blues and the troubles. Can't keep going in your head to hide your face. I think I need to admit it. I thought I had a couple of visions. Late at night, had to cry about my life. Who would have died if I didn't live with her? Parasite, keep taking all my energy. My patience and my ego, please. You take my love and then you plan to leave. Except for the part where you say loud, I think I'm playing my part. Keep it down, I make it fear-based art. For the one who can't cry, how to know fake that to all of your mind. Can't keep abusing a drug. Can't keep going in your head to hide your face. I'll follow disclosure. Don't call me controller. I'm not trying to but it feels so uncomfortable when you touch me. In the closet, skeleton don't invite me. I think I need to convince you that I'm sick. And I'm feeling so nauseous from all the conflict. Yeah, cause I am one. Over the telephone, cause you and me go trip. You suck me straight out of the needle tip. I'm falling apart, baby, I'm dead. Say it loud, I think I'm playing my part. Keep it down, I make it fear-based. For the one who can't cry, I know fake that to all of your mind. Can't keep abusing a drug. Can't keep going in your head to hide your face.
Fear me. Fear what you don't know.
Huh?
Yo, I like that. I dig it.
I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Kate, you want to go first? I feel like I've hopped in pretty quickly. I've realized.
Sure, I'll go first. I think, yeah, it was a great hyperpop tune.
Yeah.
Definitely like, I mean, I like this genre that's kind of going on now. This whole thing.
Me too.
You know, break-ins, Braden Ross. This, I don't really know who else, but
Yeah.
you know, like this whole vibe is definitely becoming a thing now, and I really like it. The guitar licks were impressive and cool.
Yeah. Sick.
I liked the underlying synths, kind of like padding below everything. I'll say like the drums weren't really doing it for me. I thought maybe the drums maybe better samples.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, yeah, but it was great. I think mixing wise, did things sound very centered to you? I feel like there wasn't much panning.
Yeah. I can definitely, like, mix wise, there were definitely a couple of things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I would say like panning would be good to like spread some stuff out more. That was like my biggest like, mix thing. And like maybe making like, I feel like there were certain points in the song where like there was supposed to be a stop before a new section, right? You know what I mean? Like there was like, and like the little like, just the transitions were not super clear cut as they could have been. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like you were like transitioning to this new spot, and you kind of like there's a little like pause or something like that, and then it transitions to like this like new section. But like those things, it just wasn't. You can make those transitions a little more like dramatic, you know. Work on like making sure things really like cut where you want them to, and everything kind of switches up at like the same point, you know. It's making those like transitions a little more like dramatic, I guess. But besides that, I thought there was a lot of really cool things here. You definitely got the cool like hyper pop flows down. The vocals sounded good. Good
vocals
voice.
sound great.
Yeah,
Your voice is awesome.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, man. I very much agree with everything Cade's saying. I really dig the song. I liked the vocals. I liked the lyrics that you're going on about. I think this is a nice song. In fact, it's a demo, and like this is where it's at. I think you're already in great shape. You know, I think in terms of like creatively on the song, I want more of them synths, man. Bring them up in volume. And honestly, same for you, the guitar at certain parts. Like your vocal is really nice in that you've got the balance nice where it's in the front. You know, make sure you keep that where your vocal is still the primary thing. But I feel like there were other elements that you could definitely bring around the vocal. And, you know, it goes a little bit with what Cade was saying. Play around with space and panning and where you're panning them. And then really, like, in terms, that's, you know, and creatively, I think you could even go crazier with the pads or, you know, with some of the guitar, adding some, like, octave up doubles at times.
Yeah, sure.
You know, experiment around with it. And,
make
you know,
things a little fuller. You could say that, yeah. A little thicker.
But either way, sorry, full on brain fart there. I'm going to continue going
I thought
on.
you were reading the chat, yeah.
Full on brain fart. Let me go ahead and go back on where I was saying some more synths, a little bit, you know, just you can have more fun with it. In terms of the mix itself, you know, I feel like where you're coming from and with the drums, and this kind of leads into the drums, I think this, like, if you want to keep those samples, I think they're okay. You can definitely experiment around with them a little more. But I think what it is for me is that your kick has this certain, like, amount of punch to it that the snare has none of, right? Like, every time the kick hit, the snare kind of, like, tapped. Like it sounds like the kick is like literally right in front of you, and the snare is like at the other end of the room. You know, bring those. You can bring the kick back a little bit and the snare forward. Get them like in the same positional in the mix, and not only is that gonna like help the beat flow better, but like it's just like it's gonna help out with just the drums in general sounding a little more like. Not only just a little more real, but also they'll punch a lot more.
The relationship between kick and snare is so important. One of the most crucial things to like almost every contemporary music.
Or especially in pop music, or you know, or any kind of pop where you have some sort of necessary 4 on the floor beat.
Yeah.
People have told you the opposite. See, whoever's telling you that, I don't think you should be taking their advice, my friend. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but if they're telling you that your kick and snare need to be like as far away as like, I don't think that's the move.
Kick and snare are when I mix, I bring up the kick, I bring up the snare, and I bring up the lead vocal. Those are the 3 things I touch first, and I make them loud as fuck, and then I bring everything else up underneath. And then I'll turn the kick and snare down a little bit, and
that's
down a little
that's such a great method.
But like because those are the 3 most important things. You know,
And I think also, you know, in some cases you can add bass to that. I think.
Yeah.
But I think that would honestly that's probably the next thing, right?
Oh yeah, bass too.
Well, that's just like those, you know, realistically when you're building a mix, you know, vocals, kick, and snare are kind of the basis. Like, get your vocals nice and centered and get your kick and snare kicking. And then you can kind of just start adding things around that.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Yeah.
Also, this was a, you know, or actually, there's a, you know, if you want more mixing tips, I was going to bring up a little point, but it's actually a point that was just brought up on a podcast that's going to be coming out soon. So,
oh, fuck yeah.
Keep your eyes out for that. Yeah, because if you guys don't know, we have lots of great tips with a lot of the artists we're talking about the podcast, if you haven't caught it already.
Yeah.
This wasn't me really promoting it, just like, the podcast is cool, and more people should listen to it, because the artists are sick. And also, Finlay and Micah you know, they're pretty funny. You should watch them too. But the artists,
Silly guys.
silly
dudes.
silly dudes doing their goofy thing. Hey, they the best homies. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, y'all, we out of music.
Yeah.
We out of music. So if y'all have something to send to us,
Send it.
send it through. Send it through.
Put it in the Discord.
Put it in.
There's a Discord link in the.
Yeah,
thing, right?
Discord
Yeah.
link is in the bio down below. It's just down below. You ain't gotta worry about it. Trust me.
Hell
Or-
yeah.
I mean, we've been using the same bio.
Yeah.
That would be really funny. We've basically been using the same like bio forever, so it'd be really
Mm.
funny if that link just didn't work anymore.
right.
It's just like, oh well, my bad. Oh man.
Man.
Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think what else has gone on in like the last week or so.
Yeah, we can just chat for a little
We can
bit.
chat for a little bit. We'll
Chat.
give it-
Well, let's get chat. How's your week been?
yeah, chat. What's been going on in your
How
life?
are all of you?
Yeah, we'll stick
Yeah.
around for a little bit longer. If we can get some more music, we'll play it. If not, you know, we'll see the vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, this whole vibe. I feel like. Do you think Break-ins is the one that started all of this?
So, see, that's the hard thing, right? Is like when you talk about who started a genre, it's
Yeah.
so difficult because I feel like you have to make the distinction of who started it and who popularized it. Because I don't think Breakins necessarily was the first hyperpop artist, but I do think Breakins was the first to popularize it. I think he was the guy who took it into mainstream and went, yo, check this out.
Yeah.
Because the
Well, it's
first
just-
time I heard of any hyperpop would have been Breakins.
Yeah.
Or I think like maybe Eden, I guess, if you can count Eden.
Well, I
but
feel like Break-ins is a very like hyperpop is a bit of a broad term now.
it is. It's become, you know.
Break-ins is like a little like more of like a subcategory.
Yeah.
Of hyperpop, you know.
That's the thing. Like, and so that's, you know, when you're talking about like who started it, like I honestly wouldn't know.
Yeah. No, me
Like
neither.
maybe 100 Gex.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know how long 100 Gex has been around, but I just remember listening to 100 Gex and being like, what the hell am I listening to?
He's like, when you say hyperpop, 100 Gex is like the prime. Like nobody will argue with you
Yeah,
if you say that 100 Gex is hyperpop, but everyone else has an opinion about like who else is hyperpop and who like
yeah.
isn't.
Well, it's such a distinct term, and it's such a new genre.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, it's a lot of. Well, I mean, it's this interesting combination of your typical pop synths and sounds, but with this added like jungle / D&B and electronic vibe or like influences.
Yeah.
Where like I feel like hyperpop has definitely taken a lot of influence from like electronic drums, especially like all of like jungle, like D&B, house, all of that stuff
Sure.
totally plays into hyperpop with a mix of like almost rock and punk music, because that's
Yeah.
like I would say it's kind of hard, but I would consider pop music in today's day and age to consist of like it's difficult, but it would be like R&B, hip hop. I don't know, like because like pop. Because that's the
yeah.
hard thing. Like pop was never supposed to be its own genre. It was supposed to just be like a relative term of like these are popular songs right now.
Yeah.
But then we've like built an entire like genre around it where it's like, oh, I guess what is
Yeah.
pop?
Well, it happens
exactly?
a lot. I mean, I think that's what indie music was.
Well,
too.
yeah,
I think
indie-
indie originally meant independent.
Yeah, indie-
But now indie music is like
Its
nobody thinks
own-
independent.
No,
like,
it's this like its own like kind of grungy style.
you think like Backseat Lovers. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
It was an evolution of alternative music.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and you know, and you see that all the time with genres where like, you know, where you have, like, I mean, just honestly like the entire evolution of African American music in like America over like the last 100 years alone has been
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
From like jazz to like blues, and then you have with blues and gospel, then you have soul, and then like all of a sudden that turns into hip hop.
Right.
And
Yeah,
like
no,
you know, and then with hip hop, of course, that goes in so many directions.
Yeah,
And is
yeah.
changing on like a mass, and like, you know, changes.
Well,
music
yeah.
on a
That's
massive
why I really
scale.
liked what you said when you're like, there's always a difference between who invented it and who popularized it.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like rock music was popularized by Elvis Presley, but it was
But
not invented
yeah.
by Elvis Presley. Most
100%.
definitely Not. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, you know, and it's so important to recognize that.
Yeah.
And especially, honestly, here's another like great tip for like those guys, like all you out there who are trying to be aspiring artists or producers. Go and look at who your artist or like your favorite artist and producer's favorite artist or producer is. Like, for me, when I started, like, I remember going and being like, well, okay, my favorite producer, or I think it was like, I don't remember who it was, but their favorite producer was Quincy Jones. And I didn't really know about what Quincy Jones was doing. And then basically through looking at one artist's favorite, I don't, God, why can I not remember who it was? I don't know. My memory is shit, guys. Sorry.
That's okay. It happens.
But more so, like, you know, you will, like, basically, through doing that, you will end up finding the people who kind of originated it.
Right.
Like, it's, oh my God, I'm trying to think of, like, good examples throughout history.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, even the idea of, like, the Rolling Stones taking the band name from a Bob Dylan song.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's true.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
Like, like, a Rolling Stone was a way bigger, like, it was already a huge hit when they named themselves the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a coincidence. They 100% stole that song title. Which, I mean, it was fucking genius. It's a great name.
That's
great
cool.
name.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, there's a difference between stealing and referencing. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, I was listening to, like, you know, the new Dominic Fike album yesterday, and, like, has this one verse where he, you know Scar Tissue by Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Like, he sings that entire verse, right? Or not, like, he doesn't sing the verse. He takes, like, the exact flow from that song and put it into, like, one of his songs on the album. But it was just one of those things to me where at first I was like, oh, that's, like, kind of risky. And then I thought about it, I was like, okay, it's, like, there's a clear differentiation between, like, he's obviously just, like, referencing the song, you know? And that's, if it's clear that you're referencing, that's cool.
Hey, yeah, that's cool. If you're making a tribute in a song, that's cool. What I personally don't like is, again, I've seen it in pop a couple times, is people taking, like, just the whole melodies of an entire song and just reusing it over different lyrics.
Yeah.
That makes me angry.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
annoying.
I don't remember
That's
what
annoying.
song it was, but there was some song, like, pop song that came out a few years ago that was basically just the melody to, like, the Sound of Music, My Favorite Things.
Yeah.
And, like, it made me so mad because I was like, that's just so...
Ariana Grande, the Ring
yes,
song?
or it might have been, yeah. Yes, Seven
I think
Rings.
it's Seven Rings, Ariana Grande.
That, it made me so mad, especially because it was Ariana Grande, because I was like, you are such a crazy vocalist, and yet you are reusing, like, such a basic, old melody. It's cool for the song, I guess, but come on.
I didn't like that. That's one of those situations where, for me, I think I don't know. I think that's one of those obvious reference moments, you know. So it didn't really bother me.
Like,
cool.
I get it, but, like, it was the whole song.
Okay, yeah. You think
Like-
do you think the song as a whole was just kind of boring, kind of bland?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Like, the writing of the song wasn't boring, and the production, honestly, was well done. I'm not saying that it was a bad song.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's my opinion at the end of the day, and it doesn't really matter to anybody.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. There's something about it that irks me.
Yeah.
And it's the same with people who, like, steal, or, like, I see it a lot with, like, people who are, like, trying to start in rap.
Yes.
Where, like, they just take another artist's beat fully and then, like, try and rap over it. And it's like, that is the single worst thing you could probably do.
Yeah.
Because all you do is compare yourself to that famous artist.
Oh,
and in most
absolutely.
cases, people go, well, he sounds like shit in comparison to them.
And, like, it can be cool as, like, you're doing, like, a radio station freestyle or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're doing, like, a cool little thing to put on SoundCloud or something that's just, like, not a big deal, like, whatever. Sure, like it's just fun, but,
if
like...
you're memeing, go right ahead. Do your thing. Meme the fuck.
It's just like, dude, when sometimes I think a lot of artists, or especially people just starting out, they listen to a certain song and they get so inspired by that song that they start kind of like I had this happen to me once with the song, you know the song Feeling Whitney by Post Malone?
Yeah.
Like, I loved that song. I got very inspired by it. And I started writing a melody in my head to the exact melody from that song. And then I kind of realized, like, what am I doing right now? It's like, listen, when you take inspiration from a song, the goal should not be, Like, the goal should be to listen to Feeling Whitney, and then you can take something from it and make it your own. It's like you can't just literally listen to it and just literally listening to the song and writing your own lyrics with the exact same melody over the exact same chord progression. It's like, listen, man, like I get like you're just kind of like very inspired and trying to like express yourself in that moment, but it's like that's not it's hard for me to call that art, you know?
For me it's hard for me to call it like songwriting or like artistry.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day you're like, you know, you're reusing.
Right.
It's the same argument producers have with like the loop-based producers who just drag like loops in and are like, yeah, I've made the beat.
right.
Where it's like, well, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, sure, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But you didn't really put the like time and effort into like, you know, putting the salt and pepper and the spice throughout it.
I used to do that when I was younger, like.
Well,
like
and here's the thing:
and like
starting out, I think it's a great way to start out.
Sure.
Make no mistake. If you're starting to make beats and you're just trying to figure out like compositionally, like how to put it together,
absolutely.
use loops. Go on Splice. Use those 200 credits to build a couple songs. You know, have some fun with it. There's nothing wrong to learning how to do that, especially. But when it comes to releasing your own music and being like, yeah, this is my artistry.
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe find some samples, do some MIDI work, you know, make something original, you know, where you can edit certain things here and there, make some moment specials.
No, I completely agree. But I will say there was one song that I won't be surprised if I release one day that I made when I was like me and a homie made when we were like 17, 18, right? And like I was just scrolling through Splice and I just found this like melody that I just thought was like so fucking cool, and I was like, fuck it, and I just like took it through into Ableton, added 808s, kick, hi-hat, snare, like that's it. It's just like a trap beat. And we made just like the funnest, you know, we came up with like really fun vocal melodies and everything over it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll never do that again at this point in my career. You know, like I'm never just gonna like go on Splice and grab a melody. But it's like going back to that thing, it's like I love that song so much for like what it is from just like at that time when we made it and stuff. So it's like, I think I still might release that someday, but like, overall, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
As a generalization,
Honestly, and I think that is such a good point to bring up in that, like, really a lot of music making and art in general nowadays is viewed in such a, like, business-oriented, like, sense.
Yeah.
But there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting, like, 3-4 of your best homies together just to, like, jam and make a beat that you guys have no intentions of ever releasing seriously.
Dude, and
just sit down and have fun making music.
I forget to do that, man. I mean, like, that's...
It's so easy to. And, I mean, especially because it's, like, you know, in the business where you're supposed to be making all these TikToks all the time and you need to be all posting on social media, of course, you know, it becomes a job, it becomes work, and it takes a little bit of that fun out. But there's something so important to making sure you remember that, like, this is fun. Like, making music and being able to play music in that way is such a privilege and is just so much fun, you know? That's why the whole reason I do it.
I mean, I've definitely, you know, over these last years, like, lost a sense of learning to enjoy making music. You know, it's kind of just became something where it was like, it's just what I was doing because it's like, this is just what I do. Yeah. You know, and like, I kind of am learning a little bit to like, there's been some moments now where for the first time in a while, I've just like hung out with some buddies and we just hung out in my room and just like made some shit and like, it didn't really matter. And like moments like that, I kind of realized like, okay, like this doesn't need to be so serious all the time. Yeah. You know, and I've been like, that's right. I forget. I actually enjoy doing this. You know, 100%. Actually fun. You know.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's a wonderful point to end our stream off tonight.
Yeah.
Man, well, thank you everyone for watching. Coward, shout out for hanging from start to finish. You a real one. I think I kind of want to figure out some system where if people stay from the start to the finish, they get like a little like title or badge or something.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Because we always have someone like
some homies are so.
Coward does it. Dr. Logan does it a lot. Sargi has done it a couple times. You know, a lot of people have done it. So you know, we're gonna figure something else, some fun for that. But Cade, where can everybody find you?
You can all find me on Instagram at cade.andrews. Cade is spelled C-A-D-E. Feel free to hit me up, slide in my DMs. You want to talk music, anything, whatever. Logan, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram at It's Logan Duval. That's right, and that's all my social media. You can find Roseflower Records. If you're on YouTube already, just go make sure you're subscribed down below. What you doing, silly? You can find us at Roseflower Records on Twitter or X.
Ooh.
And then you can find us at Roseflower Records on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and what am I forgetting? Instagram, TikTok, Threads.
The website?
Well, yeah, there's the website, www.roseflowerrecords.com.
Email?
You can email any one of us, or you have an email, right?
I got an email.
Yeah,
now.
you can email any of us, Logan, Finlay, Micah, Cade, at roseflower.records.com. And with that being said, you want to quickly run over to the 8sem?
Oh, yeah, I got to shut it off.
one of us got to shut it off while the other one screamed into the void, just to keep the tradition alive. But with that and that quick zoom in on Cade's butt, woo! We are going to fade to black as we scream into the void. Thank you so much for watching. It's just me.